Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As over the past couple days, I've been working on the best XRP video I will have made to this day. And that video will be out next. But first, I have to report to every single one of you something important that has transpired over the course of the past couple days. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I have to stress this right now. We are getting the active politicization of the crypto market in the exact same way I expected it to go. Donald Trump stated when asked about Bitcoin that he wouldn't mind embracing it. He also talked about the importance of the dollar. But in regards to political lines being taken, we understand that the Democrats are more anti-crypto and pro-CBDCs, and Republicans are more pro-Bitcoin, anti-CBDCs. And the fact that this is now a mainstream talking point by Donald Trump himself, and Trump just so happens to also have launched his own NFT collections as well, makes me understand that in a couple months, crypto will take center stage as a major political talking point. What a change since back in 2016 when I was in the market and they were talking about banning Bitcoin and making all of this space illegal. Now we got Trump talking about it with BlackRock launching ETFs. What a time to be alive for the crypto army. And what a time to be alive for the XRP community.
China obviously has its own push in the Chinese digital currency. But isn't the next logical step for you to embrace Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin obviously is decentralized. The government can't get its hands on it. What about Bitcoin to all the young people, including African Americans, who are very interested in it?
Well, a lot of people are doing it. I always liked one currency. I call it a currency. I like the dollar. But a lot of people are doing it. And frankly, it's taken a life of its own. You probably have to do some regulation, as you know. But many people are embracing it, and more I'm seeing people wanting to pay Bitcoin, and you're seeing something that's interesting. So I can live with it one way or the other. I've always liked one really powerful thing, and that's called the dollar.
Yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason things like this are so important is because when a political candidate takes a stand and has quotes going out like that, I don't mind it. I'm willing to incorporate it. We need some regulations around it. That is productive dialogue. Unlike what we've received here in the United States of America over the past 8 years, frankly. The past 2 administrations have failed the crypto industry. But now it's looking like the anti-crypto army on the Democratic side has a more crypto-lenient army on the Republican side. And the reason that's important is because shit like this happens. Nigeria blocks access to Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken as their national currency falls to record lows. So ladies and gentlemen, we understand here right now that the United States is suffering from inflation. We all feel it. It's getting difficult out there, my friends. Countries will have bail-ins. Countries will have failing currencies left and right, and how will those nations react? What a great question. But the answer you want is not what Elizabeth Warren has proposed. And this is why Elizabeth Warren is actively afraid of the coalition behind John Deaton and the XRP Army's power. The crypto community, Bitcoin maxis and abroad, not just XRP community, are all rallying behind John Deaton against Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren played her cards, and she played them aggressively. But I think she mistimed and miscalculated, if you will, the true nature of the strength of the crypto space. John Deaton is getting mainstream attention as a legitimate challenger to Elizabeth Warren. And he is a representation of everything the XRP community stands for, and the struggle and fight we've all been through as a space. I think I can speak for all of us when I say we're all absolutely excited to see Elizabeth Warren get it handed to her and have to put up a fight. And I can't stress enough, on behalf of the entire army, how proud John Deaton has made every single one of us. Here I'm going to play you this clip from Fox Business as they break down how significant this is.
The Democratic senator from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren, apparently, according to reports, our own Charlie Gasparino, frantically rallying her donor base to help her ward off a new GOP challenger for her Senate seat. Charlie, who's got her worried?
His name is John Deaton. He has been on this show with you many times.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't tell me about my collar. Sorry. In any event, you have to dress me too.
I know, garanimals.
By the way, I should point out my producer, Ellie Terrett's been doing amazing work on this. This is her reporting for the most part. And she's been following this campaign. Now, she came to me and says, our John Deaton, this crypto attorney, he's the guy that's behind the Ripple. He was for the Ripple the XRP holders. He was essentially one of their top lawyers in fighting back the SEC assault on Ripple and XRP. She says he's got a chance. I didn't believe it. And then all of a sudden she starts reporting about, this is really interesting, Liz, Elizabeth Warren, like one of the top senators in the country, ensconced, is sending all these emails out, frantically looking to raise money, calling him a MAGA GOPer that's backed up by Wall Street. I mean, it's so over the top. It's also so wrong.
He's not.
Well, he's not MAGA at all. He doesn't support either. I mean, he's essentially a moderate Republican, ex-Marine. Centrist guy, not MAGA. Basically says he's not crazy about either Biden or Trump. And he doesn't...
Like most of the country.
Like most of the country right now, if you believe in polls. He's kind of like there. And here's the other thing that's interesting. I had Ellie look this up. Her polling is starting to fade off. He might just have a chance. Now, I mean, obviously she's going to be raising a ton of money. She's trying to do it right now. She's employing other senators to help her out to raise money. So she's going to come at him with everything she's got. But you got to ask yourself, why is she so afraid of John Deaton, who essentially is a kind of a cult figure, a cult hero, I guess you could say, with a very narrow portion of the population that holds XRP, crypto. He does put out a popular blog, but she sees something in him, and I think what she sees in him is that the country is in many ways not far right, not far left.
Right.
They're somewhere in the middle. They don't like what's going on in the border. They hate inflation. They don't like tons of spending. They don't like the far left. They hate wokeism. That's a lot of stuff that she stands for, and she might just lose independence in that state. Massachusetts is a wonky state. Mitt Romney was the governor. I think Charlie Baker was the last Republican governor recently, or is he
popular? And Bill Weld was
Bill Weld. So remember,
governor.
It can go back.
Paul
It can go back and forth. Who knows where this ends up? It'll be very interesting. Scott Brown had this seat before her. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember, Republican. So this is going to be really interesting. Stay tuned. There's a reason why she's freaking out. It's not because of his bald head and his goatee and
or his Marine chops.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you, Charlie. Welcome back.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, needless to say, it's been an honor to have John Deaton on my channel at least a number of times, and I look forward to having him on at least one other time to have his 2 cents on what it's like to be running against Elizabeth Warren. Now, that being said, we have some more important information for the day. As CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, has sold around 150 million of his shares. Jeff Bezos has been selling stock of Amazon as well. A lot of the big boys have been unloading some of their shares, as we've seen all-time highs in the stock market recently. And it's no coincidence, as we've been discussing on this channel, the very real possibility of a late February into March crash, that this is happening. There is likely going to be a pullback before the very big rally I expect in crypto. And all I'm doing is preparing you. I'm not a prophet that has a crystal ball, but simply an experienced XRP investor and crypto investor that has seen a lot. There's a lot of greed in the crypto market right now. And despite the fact that I am bullish on all of 2024, that does not mean a scary looking pullback can't be on the way. All I'm saying is to stay vigilant and pay attention, as we need to see what's going on overseas. The European Central Bank is running a fraud by convicted criminals. Bitcoin is recognized by the largest asset manager like BlackRock and Fidelity. ETFs are giving investors better access to this asset class, regardless of central bank FUD and lies. And they're going off against Christine Lagarde right now for her criminal record, and at the exact same time, her combativeness towards the crypto industry. That being said, a big reason why I am bullish on Ripple and XRP is because Brad Garlinghouse has been in rooms with Christine Lagarde, former head of the IMF, current head of the ECB, likely talking about how to incorporate crypto into cross-border payments and what that could do for the IMF. Keep all of this in mind. We're on the precipice of mass adoption for the crypto industry. And at the exact same time, a lot of the flare haters are real quiet right now, as a lot of FUD has been purported throughout the depths of the Twitter sphere. I've been telling all of you since sub 1 penny to accumulate as much flare as possible and delegate to earn your passive income. A lot of hate has been very quiet recently, and I wonder why. Hate never comes from above, only from below. And it's always people nipping at your heels that are not doing as much work as you are. We've been through the bear market. Hell, we've been through the bull market without enough bullish price momentum. We went through the lawsuit. We got our flare tokens. Some of us have had our flare tokens withheld by different corrupt exchanges. But at the end of the day, we're seeing a price appreciation that's fantastic, compounded with the returns we've been earning monthly. This is why we put in the work. The seeds we plant in the bear market come to bloom during the bull. And man, are we going to see some bullish momentum in the coming weeks and the coming months. Now guys, to cap off this video for today, I'm going to give you a brief reminder that I've been promising one of my best XRP videos to date. And I can honestly say, after working on it over the past couple days, it is my best piece of work yet. And I promise it will be the absolute next video I post. So stay tuned for it, as it's going to be an XRP marathon. That being said, if you weren't doing so already, I absolutely implore all of you to check out my OnlyFans at onlyfans.com/thebearablebull and check my most recent posts unlocking gems that I believe will make massive ROI in the next bull cycle. You do gain access to me in the DMs, where I can act as a mentor for every single one of you that join. And I'm also providing a special free gift to all the people that have been subscribing recently. There will be a cutoff date for this free gift, but let's just say it's one of those things where I'm going to give a little bit more extra time for those that take the journey and have faith in me. Guys, I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. I've been feeling maximum motivation from the community recently. And that's just because of all the energy you've all been putting into me over the past few years. This is the year we all become the new 1% all at once. And I can't wait till we're all on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Tips will ruin you. If you want to be a successful investor, be boring. Please get some experience and please focus on what you already know. Don't listen to hot tips. We're all going to be down at the bar on Saturday. And I promise you, at least 10 people are going to come over and say, you know, let me tell you about this company. Let me tell you about this stock. It is going to go through the roof. It is the best thing since sliced bread. You should buy this stock. And if you don't listen to him, don't worry. Someone else will come over and give you a hot tip. Please ignore them. It is not a good sign when you go to the dentist and the receptionist wants to talk to you about stocks. Don't get excited when everybody's excited. And please, if everybody's depressed, you should get excited. Emotions usually do not help when you're trying to make investment decisions. We're all human beings and we all have emotions, which can be a negative. Being cold-blooded and heartless can be useful if you are going to be a successful investor. Everybody should learn to only invest in what you yourself know a lot about. Don't listen to other people. Don't listen to hot tips. I mean, everybody watching this knows a lot about something. Fashion, sports, cars, something. And that's where you should focus. If I told you you only had 25 investments in your lifetime, you would be careful. You wouldn't jump in and out. Every time you heard a hot story, you wouldn't invest. You would be very careful and you would be successful. I know everybody thinks this is easy. It's never been easy for me. So please focus, concentrate, be disciplined, and wait until you find a good opportunity yourself. People will say, oh, that's boring. Be boring. If you want to be a successful investor, be boring. Diversification is not going to make you rich. Diversification is something that brokers came up with to protect themselves. So they won't sue you. And if they sue you, they won't win because you're diversified. If you want to get rich, you focus. You put all of your eggs in one basket. You better be sure it's the right basket. And you better watch that basket very, very closely. But that's how you get rich. Henry Ford didn't diversify. Thomas Watson didn't diversify. These guys put all their eggs in the right basket and got very rich. The problem with success is you think you know what you're doing, you think you're smart, you get cocky, you get arrogant. I learn more from my mistakes than I do from my successes.